Welcome to today's video, guys. And we'll be talking about the explosion that took place in Lebanon, which was like one day ago. And basically, this is an explosion where the government could have easily stopped this from happening, but then they didn't, which is extremely their fault. And things like this, not caused by terrorists, should be like minimized, because like the amount of people that have died is approximately 100. As they say right now, according to the authorities, and more than hundreds and thousands are suffering in hospital, undergoing operations and stuff. And to begin this thing off with, the explosion typically had a magnitude of 5.4, so that's enough to cause a minimum earthquake. And compared to other bombs, this was basically 1/5 of the Hiroshima bomb. So just imagine how big of a explosion that would have caused. And along with this explosion, it has caused severe damages to windows, and also deformed metals had been present, and there were a hell lot of artifacts which were destroyed thanks to this explosion. And basically the whole city of Beirut just transformed into a whole war zone. And there were people who were in like another nearby city called Cyprus, which was like 150 miles away, and they got the after effects as equal as what was faced by the people who were in Beirut also. So basically, this is a war between the government, and this is like why I'm like emphasizing the fact that this is a war between the government is because they could have easily avoided this from taking place. So this is how the whole story begins. In 2013, there was a Russian ship which had tons of ammonium nitrate packages inside it. And if you all know, like people who do chemistry science, ammonium nitrate is an explosive chemical. It's really explosive. So just imagine tons of that being stacked in a ship and put to cargo. And basically this owner of this ship, like this whole package, this thing couldn't actually pay the port fees, and therefore the ship had to be left in the bay of Beirut, and nobody took any ownership regarding the ship. And since it was left over there, like lot of the people around that area and the port authorities were like trying to reach out to great officials, and they were trying to inform them about the whole incident, and like to escalate the ship as soon as possible, because having something really explosive around that area would be really dangerous. But then they've been writing all these letters and all that stuff, communicating since 2004, like from 2013 to 2014, and right after 6 or 7 years, here we are in 2020. The same thing as they predicted happened. The whole catastrophe just took place, and it actually made the civilians of Lebanon, to basically pay debt for what the authorities couldn't do. So it's actually a really sad situation, and many people actually wanted to reach out to other people to donate to him, since they've lost a lot from from the coronavirus, from the pandemic season. But then, like, regardless of that, now that this whole explosion took place, they've dropped really down, and lots of children are in hunger, and basically a lot of them wanted people to donate to the government's not to government facilities, but in private organizations, since the government takes a lot of money from them and whatnot. So they mainly don't want them to fill their pockets, because it's essential. I mean, it's a basic thing. Like a lot of governments actually they want to actually fill their own pockets by using civilians' monies, and like they won't give a damn on how hard another person works, because ultimately that cent or two drops into their bank account. So that's one of the main points that the Lebanese people wanted to reach out. Unfortunately, I do not know any donation like websites also. Otherwise, I would have put it down in my link in the bio, so you can refer it. But then there are if you just Google it on how to help out on the Lebanese explosion, and there might be tons of there are tons of websites which you can reach out onto. And what brings me to this topic is basically 1 year ago in our country we had the same thing. I mean not same, but then we had 8 explosions which took place in the Kingsbury Hotel, and it was about to take place at the Hilton, which didn't take place luckily. It took place at many different places, mainly at the Katoapitiya church, and this was basically the Sunday Easter attack. So especially in this case, I'm not taking any sides or any parties of some sort. I'm nowhere into politics and all that stuff. But then the government officials were told that it's gonna take place, but then they didn't take any notice of it. They didn't take any note of it, and especially the Indian government got a letter from those ISIS people, and but we also got a letter that they're gonna be putting up bombs like this, but then nobody took it onto proper notice, and they just went silent until letting the whole thing explode, and just watching it explode. That's actually lack of responsibility. I'm not taking as I said, I'm not taking anyone's sides, or I'm not rooting towards anyone, but then if you are a government, your ideal goal is to provide the health and safetyness of the citizens that are living in that country, and that's the number one priority of a government, of any government. And just filling up your pockets by these innocent people and you not doing a thing towards them, that's such a shame. That's such a pity. And that's mainly one of the reasons as to why I wanted to bring out this whole case now. Likewise, in our country, I won't go to mention, as I said, I won't go to mention names or whatnot, but then there was this particular minister where his father didn't send him to the church, one of the churches which got blasted, and basically his son didn't go to the church the following day, and what basically happened was all of the people who attended the church passed away. They all got blasted, they passed away. But then why couldn't that minister address that fact to the government, and why couldn't he address it to the media, and refrain people from going towards the church, or people going towards anywhere else as they have targeted those locations? Why couldn't they adhere to those rules? Why couldn't they adhere to protecting the country when we were given a chance to, especially when we were given warnings? Why couldn't we adhere to those instructions? That's something. It's really unthinkable as to why people are this much selfish, and that's something. As a conclusion of this, I just wanted to let you know, that people should not be selfish, and people should not think it for their own will, because at last a lot of people lose their own lives, and we need the community, we need the people, we need people to build up the society. But then at last people pass away in all of these tragedies which have been taken place. It could have been easily switch away, but then they died, and the only thing we can do is pay our respects towards them, and hopefully somehow just refrain from doing these type of things knowingly. The government should know how to carry out these type of operations carefully. Like once they have been told something, they should learn to take it very seriously and basically do it on for the people's safety. So that's it for today's video. I hope you like and share, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for taking your time.